Welcome to today's explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to be with you. As a linguist who's spent years exploring the beautiful hidden architecture of languages around the globe, I really couldn't wait to share this specific journey with you. Today, we're demystifying Chinese characters, taking you all the way from ancient myth to absolute mastery. So let's tackle the elephant in the room right away. Are Chinese characters just an endless exercise in rote memorization? Look, I know this is a huge source of anxiety for beginners. There's this incredibly common myth out there that learning Chinese means painfully memorizing thousands of random pictures, agonizing over them stroke by intricate stroke. It feels completely overwhelming, doesn't it?
And honestly, that frustration is 100% valid. Linguistics expert Gail Walker actually hit the nail on the head here. He points out that the return to the learner for the hundreds of hours spent writing characters has a smaller payoff in terms of functioning than the work she puts into literally any other skill area. So if you've ever felt totally stuck copying the exact same character 50 times with zero real progress, well, science actually backs up your frustration. The old way of brute force memorization is just exhausting.
Section 1. Evolution, Pictures to Components. Here's the wonderful news that shifts our entire paradigm. We're moving away from the myth of rote memorization and looking at historical reality. If we look back to the Shang dynasty with oracle bone inscriptions, those were essentially pure pictograms carved on turtle shells. But as society advanced through the Zhou, Qin, and Han dynasties into our modern era, the characters evolved. They didn't just stay as chaotic little drawings, they transformed into a highly structured, reproducible system. The natural curves became structured straight lines, and the pictures became modular building blocks. This evolution, right here, it's the secret key to modern teaching. Which brings us to a massive aha moment. 90%. Over 90% of modern Chinese characters are not random, isolated pictures. They're actually phonetic semantic compounds. That means they're highly logical combinations. One part gives you a clear hint about the meaning, and the other part gives you a hint about the sound. It's basically a brilliant, elegant, mathematical formula.
Section 2. Why dismantling beats memorization.
Because characters historically evolved into a modular system, our learning strategies simply must become modular too. It breaks down into a really elegant three-step process. Step 1, identify the basic strokes. Step 2, group those strokes into components. And step 3, assemble the character. Think of strokes as the raw plastic, components as the Lego bricks, and the complete character as the final Lego castle. For a beginner, this is revolutionary. Instead of suffering the severe cognitive overload of memorizing 20 random, disconnected lines, your brain only has to remember 3 familiar Lego bricks. It changes everything.
And as you'll see, characters are assembled using spatial structures like left-right and top-bottom. Some are even fully enclosed. It absolutely proves that Chinese characters are highly organized architectures, not just chaotic drawings. Once you internalize these spatial blueprints, your brain naturally knows exactly where to place those Lego brick components.
Section 3. The Power of Phonetics. Now, this is where the practical beauty of the system truly shines. Let's look at a concrete teaching example, the Qing family. The base component on the right side of all these characters is pronounced Qing. By itself, it provides sound. Now watch the magic when we just swap out the meaning-based radical on the left. Add a water radical, and the word becomes clear. Swap in a heart radical, it becomes emotion. Add a sun radical, it's sunny. Add an eye radical, and it means eye. You learn just one phonetic root, and you have instantly unlocked a whole family of vocabulary. It is so incredibly efficient.
Section 4, Strategies, Kids versus Adults.
So how do educators actually apply this structural knowledge? Well, we use targeted teaching methodologies based entirely on a learner's age and cognitive development. On the left side, for children, we use the listen-read method. Kids naturally thrive on organically synchronizing sounds with pictures using rich audiovisual links. But on the right side, adult learners have totally different cognitive strengths. Adults advance much faster through component analysis, breaking down those Lego bricks. Plus, adults can leverage pinyin typing on computers to recognize characters. This bypasses the anxiety of handwriting entirely, dramatically accelerating your reading and real-world communication skills.
Section 5, The Logic of Chinese.
To summarize our journey today, let's look at this definition. Component, the smallest functional writing unit of a Chinese character. The essential Lego brick, bridging basic strokes and complete characters. Because the language historically evolved into these modular blocks, our modern teaching has to reflect it. True fluency doesn't come from forcing rote memorization against the grain of the language. It comes from deeply understanding and applying this beautiful structural logic. So, I want to leave you with one final, exciting question. Now that you know the secret, what will you build with your first Chinese Lego bricks? I really hope you leave this explainer feeling empowered, curious, and eager to start exploring the beautifully logical world of Chinese characters. Thank you so much for joining me today, and happy building.